Good evening. This is Akashvani and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the World News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to embark on a visit to Jordan, Ethiopia and Oman from the 15th of this month. Japanese Defense Minister Shinjiro Koizumi and his US counterpart Pete Hegseth hold telephonic conversation, share concern over rising tensions in the region. Bulgarian parliament votes unanimously to approve resignation of Prime Minister Rosen Zelyaskov-led government. Japan's meteorological agency urges people along northern Pacific coast to remain vigilant for a possible mega quake. And in cricket, India beat UAE by 234 runs in the opening match of the men's Under-19 Asia Cup in Dubai. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will embark on a visit to Jordan, Ethiopia and Oman from the 15th of this month. Briefing the media in New Delhi, Minister of External Affairs Secretary South, Dr. Nina Malhotra said that at the invitation of King of Jordan, Abdullah II bin Al Hussein, the Prime Minister will visit Jordan from the 15th to the 16th of December. She said this will be Prime Minister Modi's first visit to Jordan, which is coinciding with the 75th year of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries.
India and Jordan share warm and friendly relations marked by mutual trust and goodwill. The relationship spans across sectors including political, economic, defense and strong people-to-people ties. India and Jordan also share strong economic ties, with India being the third largest trading partner of Jordan, and the bilateral trade between the two countries is valued at $2.8 billion.
Dr. Malhotra said Prime Minister's visit to Ethiopia on the 16th and 17th of December that reflects India's commitment towards deepening South-South cooperation. Secretary Malhotra also informed that PM Modi will have a one-on-one and delegation-level talks with his Ethiopian counterpart, Dr. Abiy Ahmed Ali.
Ethiopia is an important and trusted partner in the global south and the African context. The Ethiopian Prime Minister, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, has been a prominent participant and key speaker during the past editions of the Voice of Global South. The current visit reflects India's commitment towards deepening South-South cooperation and strengthening of partnership with Africa. The visit will also help consolidate cooperation across a broad spectrum of areas, including economy, trade, culture, and people-to-people contacts.
Informing about PM's visit to Oman from 17th to 18th of this month, Secretary CPV and OIA Arun Kumar Chatterjee said the Prime Minister will be accompanied by a higher-level delegation.
Prime Minister will hold comprehensive review of the entire spectrum of the bilateral relations with his Sultan of Oman and also exchange perspectives on regional and international issues of mutual interest. He is expected to address business leaders from both the countries at a business forum and also address the Indian community in Oman during the visit. At this stage, I can inform you that a number of documents that are expected to be signed during the visit are in the last stages of their finalization.
Secretary West External Affairs Ministry C.B. George and Austria's Secretary General for Foreign Affairs Nicholas Marschik held the 8th round of India-Austria Foreign Office consultations in Vienna today. In a social media post, External Affairs Ministry said that they reviewed the full spectrum of India-Austria relations and discussed further strengthening of India-EU ties. Both sides exchanged views on regional and global issues of mutual interest. Sujit Ghosh, Joint Secretary East Asia, concluded his 2-day visit to Beijing today. He called on Vice Foreign Minister Sun Weidong and held discussions with Director General of the Department of Asian Affairs of the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs yesterday. External Affairs Ministry said in a statement that the discussions were constructive and forward-looking. Both sides highlighted the importance of strategic guidance of the leaders of the two countries and made a positive assessment of the progress in stabilizing and rebuilding bilateral ties, prioritizing people-centric engagements. The two sides took stock of the exchanges and activities planned for the coming year. The Indian side emphasized on the need for early resolution of outstanding issues pertaining to export control. Regional and global developments of mutual interest also briefly touched upon. During the visit, Joint Secretary East Asia also met with the Director General Asian Affairs of the Chinese Ministry of Commerce and discussed bilateral trade and commercial issues. Japanese Defense Minister Shinjiro Koizumi said today that he and his US counterpart Pete Hegseth held a telephonic conversation and shared concern over rising tensions in the region following recent radar lock-in incident involving Japanese and Chinese fighter jets. The two ministers agreed that Japan and the US will continue to remain in contact to calm the situation. During the telephonic conversation, Hegseth and Koizumi also spoke about a joint patrol carried out by 2 Chinese and 2 Russian bombers over the East China Sea and Pacific near Japan's Shikoku Island. Speaking to reporters in Tokyo, Koizumi stated that he and Hegseth agreed that these actions would only increase the tensions in the region. In a statement, the U.S. Department of War said the two leaders discussed Japan's efforts to increase its defense spending and strengthen its capabilities, Chinese military activities, and the importance of realistic training and exercises across Japan, including the Southwest Islands. This is Akashvani and you are listening to the World News. We bring you the top international news and updates from around the globe. The Bulgarian parliament today voted unanimously to approve the resignation of Prime Minister Rosen Zelyaskov-led government, which had assumed office in January. As many as 227 lawmakers voted in favor of the resignation in the 240-member National Assembly. We have a report.
The parliament's decision came after Zelyaskov announced the government's resignation yesterday following mass protests in Bulgaria against the ruling majority. The Prime Minister announced the resignation shortly before the cabinet faced another vote of confidence, the 6th since it assumed office in January. Bulgarian President Rumen Radev will now invite political parties to form a new government. If the parties fail to form a government, Radev will appoint a caretaker cabinet to govern the country until a new election is conducted. A total of 7 snap elections have been held in Bulgaria since anti-corruption protests were held against Borisov government in 2020. Tripti Srivastava, World News.
Thailand's King Maha Vajiralongkorn approved Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul's request to dissolve parliament today, paving the way for an election as early as February. Anutin announced he was returning power to the people, seeking to preempt a no-confidence vote from the opposition People's Party. The move comes as a border clash with Cambodia enters its 5th day, leaving at least 20 dead, nearly 200 wounded, and hundreds of thousands displaced. Leading Baluch human rights activist Mir Yar Baluch wrote to US President Donald Trump, raising alarm over the recently approved $686 million US military aid to Pakistan, warning that the funds would enable further repression and terror against Baluch civilians. Mir highlighted that the Baluch people have endured 77 years of Pakistani occupation, marked by enforced disappearances and systematic extermination, much of it carried out with weapons bearing the mark made in USA. Japan's meteorological agency urged people along the northern Pacific coast to remain vigilant for a possible mega quake after tremors were felt today. In cricket, India beat UAE by 234 runs in the opening match of the men's Under-19 Asia Cup in Dubai today. Chasing a target of 434, UAE could only reach 199 for 7 in the 50 overs. Deepesh Devendran was India's leading wicket-taker, claiming 2 wickets. Earlier, UAE won the toss and elected to field. In the Squash World Cup being held in Chennai, hosts India advanced to the semi-finals with a comfortable 3-0 win over South Africa in the quarter-finals today. And now, before we close, here are the highlights of the bulletin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to embark on a visit to Jordan, Ethiopia and Oman from the 15th of this month. Japanese Defense Minister Shinjiro Koizumi and his US counterpart Pete Hegseth hold telephonic conversation, share concern over rising tensions in the region. Bulgarian Parliament votes unanimously to approve resignation of Prime Minister Rosen Zelyaskov-led government. Japan's meteorological agency urges people along northern Pacific coast to remain vigilant for a possible mega quake. And in cricket, India beat UAE by 234 runs in the opening match of the men's Under-19 Asia Cup in Dubai. And that concludes tonight's World News Bulletin. For more updates, stay tuned to Akashvani. Good night.